Hi there. Um, hey Master here. These past couple days for my favorite team, the Lansing Lugnuts, have been the best games I've ever watched. As you know, I am a big Lugnuts fan. I have been since, you know, I went to my first baseball game, which was the Lansing Lugnuts. I'm also a big fan of the Great Lake Loons and the West Michigan Whitecaps, but when they're facing each other, Lugnuts all the way. Um, and you will know if you go to Pringleson's channel, he will have a vlog with one of the most closest games I have ever seen against these two teams. This series between the Lansing Lugnuts and the Great Lake Loons have been the best games ever. Let me tell you something. By the way, real quick, before I go into this, happy Mother's Day to everyone. I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm recording this on Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. With that being said, the Lugnuts lost game 1 against the Loons 0-2. Now, okay, that was a close game. A little bit. The second game, the Lugnuts win 4-3 because they scored 2 in the first. Then Great Lakes scored in the bottom of the third, and then Lansing scores 2 in the top of the eighth to win the game. Now that is a close game. Next game, on the 9th, the Loons win and become the first team in the Midwest League this year to have 20 wins. Props to them. Props to them. They win 5-3 because of this reason. Great Lakes scores 2 in the first. Okay, the Great Lakes and Lansing don't score until the top of the fifth when the Lugnuts come up and they score 3 runs. Then we go into the bottom of the fifth, nothing for the Loons, so the Lugnuts lead it 3-2. Going in the top of the sixth, the Lugnuts could, put some stuff up on the board. Well, let me tell you something right now. That didn't happen. The Lugnuts scored 0 in the top of the sixth. Okay, and let me remind you, the only time they scored was the top of the fifth with 3 runs. Yeah. Then, bottom of the sixth, the Loons score 3, which makes it 5-3. But here's the thing: the Loons won, but the Lugnuts are a good team. I'm telling you that right now. They can get hits. For example, 10 hits for the Lugnuts, 6 hits for the Loons, each of them having 1 error. I can't believe they didn't win because of that. But then, as you guys will see soon on Pringleson's channel, Friday, me, Tyler, and Lycus went to a Loons game against the Lugnuts. Final was 7-6. The final in the 11th inning. So, Lansing scores after being down 5-6 at the start of the 7th inning. Start of the 7th inning, Lugnuts are down. I believe, if I'm looking at this correctly, let me show you the whole preview. Great Lakes scores 2 in the bottom of the first. Then the Lugnuts score 1. Then, in the top of the third, no score in the fourth. In the fifth inning, this is where it gets interesting. 2 runs in the top of the fifth inning for Lansing. 2 runs for Great Lakes at the bottom of the fifth. So right now the score is 4-3 Loons. Then the Lugnuts score 1 in the top of the seventh, and the Loons score 0. In the top of the eighth, the Lugnuts score 0. The Loons score 1. So now, it is currently 5-4 Loons. Then, here's the thing. The Lugnuts aren't giving up here. The Lugnuts score 1 run in the top of the ninth. And then 0 runs for the Loons in the bottom of the ninth. And then in the 10th inning, the Lugnuts score 1 run because of the stupid extra innings rule. And by the way, if you guys didn't know, I hate the extra innings rule. I've always hated it ever since it came out. I always hated it. But they each score 1 run in the 10th inning, which makes it 6-6. And now, in the 11th, top of the 11th, the Lugnuts score, which would make the Lugnuts win. Now, I'm not going to tell you the ending of that game because you will see it, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Tyler recorded it. He saw my reaction. You guys could see my reaction. I'm wearing the exact jersey, the exact hat, everything. And then, yesterday, as I'm recording this, today is May 12th. Yesterday was May 11th, so yesterday. The final is in 11 innings. Great Lakes score 2 in the bottom of the second. And then the Lugnuts score 2 in the top of the fourth. But then guess what? The Loons come back, score 2 in the bottom of the fourth. And then guess what? The Lugnuts score 3. 3 in the top of the fifth. But guess what happens? The Loons say, no. We ain't done yet. They score 3 in the bottom of the fifth, which now makes it 7-5, I believe. Yeah, 7-5. And then the Lugnuts score 2 in the top of the eighth. Makes it 7-7. All the Loons have to do is score 1 run. Well, sadly they didn't do that. They both didn't score in the ninth, which now we're going into extras for a second straight day. Second straight day. Then, what happens? In the 10th inning, they each put up a run, which makes it 8-8. Here is the thing. The Loons have good pitchers. The Loons have bad pitchers. They brought in a bad pitcher because in the top of the 11th, the Lugnuts score 3, which puts a good cushion on the Lugnuts to the Loons. All the Lugnuts have to do is get 3 outs, and they do that. And the Lugnuts now lead the series 3-2. Today, they play at 105. And after this, I'm going to be hanging out with my mom. Probably listening to it later. So, with that being said, I don't think the Lugnuts are going to make it to the championships or the playoffs. I know there's a lot left to go, but I don't think so. They are currently, if I'm looking here, 15 and 17. Meanwhile, the Loons are 20 and 12. That doesn't mean, as you saw the last two games, they could still come back. Their next series after the Loons will be against the Lake County Captains, who are also 20 and 12. So they don't have a lot to back off from. Great Lakes will face Dayton. West Michigan will face Peoria. I think that's the name. And what I'm thinking of doing is doing a Midwest League recap. You know? Maybe. Try it out, see if people like it. People don't like it, I won't do it. But I'm thinking of doing talk about the start of the series, and then after that, talk about after the series ends, when they're on their off day, talk about how and who won the series. But I might not, because we have the NASCAR podcast, and I might do the NFL podcast. So, I mean, it's a lot. But, anyways, this will be put up probably tomorrow while I'm recording this, because that is an off day for the Lugnuts. So, with that being said, if the Lugnuts win, woo! They lost, series tie. Or series split. But that's okay, because I like the Loons and the Lugnuts. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys soon. Very soon. Peace out.